a double-jointed elbow. Look, I can make a perfect circle.
Celebrities do a lot of voice acting in big-budget animated movies, and we don't blame them. They can enjoy their work without having to deal with things like costumes or memorizing scripts. But today we're going behind the scenes of voice acting to expose some little-known secrets of the stars. Let's start with this cutie patootie. Everybody remembers this super cute little girl playing around and creating havoc in the monster world in Monsters, Inc. Boo, as she was affectionately called by monster James P. Sullivan, voiced by John Goodman. The movie, depicting wonderful animated characters, especially Boo, the little toddler, captured the interest of audiences. Like no other, the cartoon character of the baby girl resonated with the masses. A toddler herself, the artist who created Boo's voice was only 3 years old. Rob Gibbs, one of the film's story artists, was her father. The funny part is the crew couldn't make her sit in one place at a time. So they just followed her around with a microphone and captured all the cute little gurgles and funny noises she made. Gibbs, and is a grown-up college student who has left her career as a voice artist far behind.
Mike Wazowski!
Mike Wazowski!
Yeah, I know, puberty happened.
We all love the Canadian-born actress Sandra Oh, who most recently voiced the mom character in Pixar's Turning Red, Ming. Turns out she got inspiration from her own mom to play the overprotective mother. When Ming's daughter, May, feels strong emotions, she turns into a giant red panda as she navigates growing up and, well, teenage angst. Ming is a protective, loving mother who has a hard time letting go and is similar to O's own mom, she admits.
How dare you take advantage of her?
Sandra Oh talked about her connection to the role, and when she was asked how her character Ming compares to her relationship with her own mom, Oh said, "My mother is demanding like Ming, and I think she was more hypocritical and demanding rather than overprotective. But I love Ming, and I loved giving the voice to parents and mothers who are doing their best." Despite seeing her parents' support and family as positives, Oh also admits that her loyalty to her parents' sacrifices hindered her from seeing what she actually wanted. The daughter of Korean immigrants, Oh says at the outset of her career, she put pressure on herself to somehow repay her parents' investment in her family. And guess what? She did it. That's gotta be a first. And speaking of firsts, she's the first Asian to win 2 Golden Globes. From the incredible acting chops of Sandra Oh to The Incredibles. We all remember the Academy Award-winning Best Animated Feature back in 2004. This superhero comedy was hilarious, and one standout character was Edna Mode, or E. Fashion designer and auteur Edna Mode is half Japanese, half German. She is quite small, but has a big attitude and calls everybody
Yes.
She is a highly accomplished artist, as demanding of others as she is on herself. Edna was created by screenwriter and director Brad Bird, who explains that Edna is an important character and she is how the Incredibles superheroes obtains their costumes. A topic he believes is rarely explored in superhero films convincingly. In addition to creating the character, writer and director Brad Bird also provides the voice of Edna, using a unique accent that has been described as a hybrid between German and Japanese.
If you repress, you depress, darling. To impress, you must express.
When asked why he voices E, well, apparently, while looking for the right actor to voice the character, Bird was doing an impression of Edna and finally realized that he did the voice the best, and he cast himself. The Lion King is one of the most iconic animated series ever. Audiences of all ages have enjoyed the series' storyline. It may be forgotten that the lead animated character, Simba, was voiced by the renowned actor Mathew Broderick in all 3 movies of the Lion King franchise. Despite being a trained singer, Broderick chose not to sing in the movie. Therefore, even though Broderick often sang in his own movies, Toto lead singer Joseph Williams and actor Jason Weaver were invited to dub the songs for The Lion King. Joshua recorded Can You Feel the Love Tonight, and Jason recorded Hakuna Matata. After watching the movie Aladin, most viewers, I'm sure, yearn for the magical lamp. Honestly, didn't we all wish for a genie at one point? I grew up loving the film, especially the character of the Genie. Of course, the Genie was voiced by the late great actor and comedian Robin Williams.
I don't care what I am, I'm free!
but one might not know the interesting story behind the casting of Williams in the role. During the preparation of the script and storyline, the writers already selected Robin for the voice of the Genie, but decided to approach him in a unique way. Eric Goldberg created animations of the Genie doing stand-up comedy for Williams' show. Williams was so impressed with it that he immediately agreed. This character went on to become one of the most famous animated characters of all time. Nevertheless, there were some other unique stipulations in the Disney-Williams contract, such as the Genie was not to be used for merchandising. This eventually was struck from the contract. The movie was obviously a huge hit, and well, there was just too much money to be made. In addition to creating Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane voiced several of its main characters, including Peter, Brian, and Stewie. A CGI teddy bear named Ted was the main protagonist in MacFarlane's directorial debut, Ted, which he also voiced.
Laurie, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in forever.
I'm good.
MacFarlane infused the character with his usual humor, including jokes about drugs, sex, and of course pop culture references such as Flash Gordon from the 1980s space opera. While acting out his scenes as Ted, MacFarlane used a motion capture suit to accurately animate his gestures. A real stuffed bear was used during most of the production so that Mark Wahlberg and other actors would have a direct line of sight and believable interaction with a stuffed bear. Ted went on to become the fourth highest grossing R-rated film of all time and stands at number 11 currently. The animated character Snow White is one of the oldest and most famous of all time. The beautiful princess continues to capture the hearts of audiences even today, almost a century after its release. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was a big hit in its early days, and it has constantly been adapted into new forms. Adriana, the voice behind Snow White, had a bittersweet experience with the movie. Even though she was chosen to play the legendary character, it had its drawbacks. Disney wanted to maintain the realistic illusion surrounding the character of Snow White, so Caselotti was barred from appearing in any films, radio shows, or television shows. This stunted her career growth, obviously. Due to this, even after Snow White became a massive success, she was not able to get the recognition she deserved, and she was only able to produce 2 other cartoons. The only thing she really walked away with was an award in 1994 as a Disney legend. Great. Among some of the favorite characters of Ice Age are Manny the Woolly Mammoth, Sid the Sloth, and Diego the Saber-Toothed Tiger. Some big names voiced these characters too, like Ray Romano, John Leguizamo, and Dennis Leary, respectively. The one character who appeared in all 5 films and 6 shorts was Scrat, the unlucky squirrel who is always collecting acorns, or trying to. Chris Wedge, the sole director of the Ice Age franchise, voiced the kooky character. Scrat doesn't have any traditional lines, but his loud noises can often be heard reverberating off the glacier walls surrounding the characters. Since 2013, Edge has voiced Scrat, and like Minions and the Pixar lamp, the character appears in Blue Sky Studios' production logo. On to the OGs of voice now. Millions of children around the world have grown up with Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Children have loved the cartoon pair for almost a century. Wayne Allwine supplied Mickey's voice since 1977, while Russi Taylor provided Minnie's voice since 1986. Wayne provided the voice of Mickey for 32 years until his death in 2009. Taylor continued to provide the voice for Minnie until her death in 2019. The funny part is that Wayne and Russi were married in real life. In 2008, they were inducted into the Walt Disney Company Hall of Fame as Disney Legends. This makes them one of the few couples who have portrayed couples professionally and personally. Taylor also voiced several characters in The Simpsons, like some of my favorites, Nelson, and that little German kid too. Shaggy is probably the most enjoyable and funny cartoon character of all the Scooby-Doo characters from the 90s. In 2009, Mathew Lillard auditioned for the role when Casey Kasem, the voice behind Shaggy since 1969, retired. Mathew's preparation, however, was unprecedented. Although voice artists usually want their throats to be clear and in good condition, Mathew did the opposite. Just before the audition, he screamed at the top of his lungs. He wanted his voice to become hoarse, as he thought it would be perfectly suited for the weirdly funny character of Shaggy. He was right, and since 2009, he has been the voice behind Shaggy.
Sounds scary, but it sure looks delicious. What do you say, Scoob?
He was so good, he even got the live-action role in the Scooby-Doo movies in the early 2000s. You can't deny he kind of looks like the real-life Shaggy, come on. Behind every successful character, there is a human voice, and it's these voice artists that make the characters more enjoyable and relatable every day. In this crazy world of voice acting, there would be obviously some crazy behind-the-scenes stories. We hope you enjoyed them.